How to Configure in Post, November 2012, by Mr. Schaefer. The first time Blogsy for iPad. How to Configure in Post, November 2012, by Mr. Schaefer. The first time you open the app on the iPad, you will see a post called How to Use Blogsy. You will need to set up the blog settings by pressing on the gear in the bottom right. After pressing on the gear, you will see the settings window open up. You're going to press on Service Settings. You should know the name of the blog and the address of the blog before you go any further. Once you've pressed on the service settings, you're going to choose WordPress. My screen shows all the blogs I've already set up. You will choose Add Self-Hosted WordPress Blog. Here where it says URL, you will enter the blog address. For instance, dagoldstein.edublog.org or other such address. You do not have to type HTTP or www or the : / Your username and your password. Remember, for most of you, your username is your graduation year followed by your first name and last initial. For instance, 19 Fred S. Your password should be your school password since you had to change it when we first logged into the blog. Press Add Site when you've entered that information. Once you have added the site, you can press back and get to the Settings main window, then press General Settings. Here we're going to manage bookmarks. We're going to add a bookmark for FlickrStorm. A good thing to do before you get to this step is to switch out to Safari and do a Google search for FlickrStorm. That's FlickrStorm. Copy that URL. That way when you come back here, you're going to click on Add a New Bookmark and we'll paste in the URL. So here I've typed the word FlickrStorm and then I've pasted in the URL that I copied from Safari. When you have entered that information, you can press back on the Manage Bookmarks until you get to the Done button. Just some other quick tips. Once you set up the blog and are ready to post, you press the plus sign for a new post. Give it a title, ending with something like by Carl S. or something like that. Don't use your full name. Images can be added either before or after the text. All images must be cited with a link from the source of the image. They should also be Creative Commons, which means using FlickrStorm or FlickrCC are two of your best choices. After you've been writing for a while in a new post, you're going to want to press on the Post Settings gear, which has a gear and a pencil to set and change some settings for the post. Some of the first things you should adjust would be the categories. If it says no categories, you press there, and depending upon the way your blog is set up in your classroom, you'll choose the appropriate category. Students are not able to publish automatically, so you're going to want to change the status to either draft, which is something that you're presently working on, or pending, which is a post that you are ready for the teacher to approve. You'll also see other things up here about how to use Blogsy. This is the title and the publish date is automatic. This is the status window of a post. You're going to keep it in draft until you're ready to send it to the teacher for posting. You select that by choosing pending. Students cannot publish, so this is not a true option, and in fact if you choose it you'll get an error message. Something you'll see as well is current, local, or online. Current's what you're working on. Local are all the posts you've done or are working on the iPad. And online posts are ones you've either sent as drafts, pending, or have been published. The dots say that you've sent those to the server. Once you've been working on the most important part of a blog post, which is your writing, and you want to add a picture, you'll want to come to what's called the tray, and you'll find the blue circle, looks like a compass. I have it highlighted here with a blue arrow, and you push that, the tray will pop out, and at the bottom in the green area I have here is the link we made, or the bookmark for FlickrStorm. You press on FlickrStorm and it will open that up in this browser window. Once FlickrStorm is showing, you will use the Advanced button, which is here in the blue rectangle, and that will release this jump bar where you can scroll down to non-commercial, share alike. Those are the only type of pictures you should actually be using in a blog post. You will want to search for a broad topic. In this case, I've done China. You press on the search button. It will reveal a list of pictures. Once you've found the picture that you like, you click on it one time, and that will reveal it in Flickr. This is what the screen will look like when you have pressed on the picture one time from FlickrStorm. You'll see the words Flickr, and that is the URL at the top highlighted by the green arrow that you will want to copy and paste for your citation. After you've copied the URL, you're going to press on the image one time to get different sizes. You want to use a size something like 240 or 150. Here I'm showing what the Flickr photo stream looks like. You'll want to go up at the top. It's hard to see, but there's a button up here that says View All Sizes. That is where you want to go to find one that is 240, possibly 150. All right, here I have found in the green rectangle the 240 by some number size. I press on it and it reveals it down below where I have the green arrow, and you literally push and drag it over into your post, either the top or the bottom. Your citation should be centered below the image as well, making sure that it's clearly is the source of where that image came from. Now that we have the image in the blog post, we'll want to center the URL underneath of the image as well, and the centering tools are at the top. When you paste the text, you can paste and keep the style, that's fine, or choose remove this style. It's up to you. But wherever your cursor is, that's where the URL will be going. So try to have your cursor centered underneath of the image. This can be one of the trickiest parts of it. And what you want to do is highlight, press and hold on the link until you can select all of it. You want to just select it by using the blue dots all the way around, and then press the link button. If for some reason the link button does not show off, you'll have to go into settings, speak and turn off speak in the accessibility, and then you have to actually turn off Blogsy by holding down the button to get the shaky button and reopen it, and then it will appear there. So if you're about ready to be done blogging for the day, you'll want to go to the gear in the green circle. That's going to pull up your current, and you're going to want to go to the red rectangle and save as draft. And when this message screen comes up, you want to post and keep a local draft. Sometimes you may have trouble where you're trying to publish a post and it won't allow you to do it for any reason. What I have found that seems to work is if you go into settings, service settings, and remove that blog setup, then go back in and add it again, as I show you in the beginning of this slideshow. And if in a really bad case you lose a post from Blogsy, you can always open Safari, log into the blog where you can find your post and copy and paste it back into a new one in Blogsy. Those are a couple of the troubleshooting tips that I know about so far. If you have other ones, email them to me and I'll include them here.